Hello students, this is Alisha, your mathematics teacher, and we will be continuing with our second term classes. We'll be starting with the next chapter, that is chapter number 7, geometry. So geometry chapter is basically based on different types of objects and shapes. So we are going to study shapes in depth in this chapter. So let's begin first with our exercise, get set go. The first question is, look at these shapes and fill in the blanks. So we are given different shapes here, as you can see: rectangle, triangle, square and circle. So we have to observe these shapes very carefully and answer the questions given to us. So the first sentence is, all sides of a square are dash. So they are asking us to first observe the shape that is a square. So what are all sides of square? So let's find out. These are firstly the sides of the square. So as we can see, all these sides of square, they look equal. So therefore, all sides of square are equal. A square is made by all the sides that has to be equal. One side cannot be different than the other side. So therefore, all sides of the square are equal. Second statement, a triangle has dash sides and dash vertices. First, let's see the first half. A triangle has dash sides. A triangle has dash sides. 1, 2, and 3. A triangle has 3 sides. So, it is not necessary that the triangle will have equal sides always. So, we can't put here equal. It has to be 3 sides. And dash vertices. Now what are vertices? Vertices are these blue color markings. So these points of the triangle are known as vertices. So 1, 2 and 3. These are the 3 vertices of the triangle. So a triangle has 3 sides and 3 vertices. Next, a circle has dash side and dash vertex. So first let's look at the circle. Do you see any side of a circle? No. So a triangle has no side, and does it have any vertices? Can you see any points here when you're looking at the circle? No. So a circle has no side and no vertex. Vertex has to be these points. So a circle doesn't have any points. So therefore a circle has no side and no vertex. Next, a rectangle has dash sides equal. Now look at the rectangle here in green. It has dash sides equal. So you know, as a rectangle, 2 sides have to be equal. So 1 and 2. So these 2 sides are equal, and next these 2 sides are equal. So therefore the rectangle has opposite sides equal. That means this is the opposite for this and this is the opposite for this. So therefore a rectangle has opposite sides equal. A square has dash diagonals of equal length. Now what is a diagonal? A diagonal is a line crossing the square from one point to the another. So for example, this is one diagonal and this is another diagonal, from point here to point this and from point here to point this. So a square has 2 diagonals. Can you make any other diagonals? No, there can be only 2 diagonals of equal length. So a square has 2 diagonals of equal length. Now these figures that you see in the picture, rectangle, triangle, square and circle, are known as plane figures. Plane figure that has no thickness. That means it is a plane figure which has no thickness. Thickness is what we will study further. But if you see, the figures look flat. So it has only lengths and breadths. So lengths and breadths we will be studying further. But these are the plane figures which has no thickness. It is a flat figure. So they are known as plane figures. Next question is, identify the solid objects. So here they have given us a few solid objects. Now solid objects and plane figures are two different things. So plane figures is what we studied before, that is the rectangle, square, triangle, and here now we are studying about the solid objects. So let's do a quick practice on what are solid objects. and after that we will be getting in depth of these objects. So the first picture, as you can see, is a picture of a cylindrical object. So this shape is of a cylinder. If you see, it is a long and it is not a plain figure as you have seen earlier in the exercise. It has sides to it and it is known as a cylindrical object. Next, if you see, is a circle. It is a ball. So this object is known as a sphere. The object here in circle is known as a sphere. Next, we see a square, but the square is not a plain figure as we saw earlier. It is not a flat picture of a square. It is known as a cube. So, this is a solid object of a square which is known as a cube. Third one, we can see an ice cream. Here, the cone is a solid object known as a cone. The ice cream cone is known as a cone. It is a solid object. Next is a cylinder. This is a tin or a battery which is in the shape of a cylinder. This is a cylindrical solid object. And next is a balloon. Balloon is again a sphere. The solid object of a balloon is a sphere. Next we come to is a globe. A globe is again a circle shaped object. So therefore it is a sphere. Next is a cylinder. Cylinder, as you can see, is a cylindrical shaped object. So therefore it is a cylinder. And next is a birthday cap, which is again in a triangle cone shaped object. So it is a cone. So these were the solid objects that we studied. So solid figure have a length, width and height. So we'll be studying further about length, width and height. But if you have to remember that plain figures are flat figures and solid figures are something which has these kind of sides, which has length, width and height. So we'll continue further with the chapter, studying more about the solid objects. Thank you.